We are live. Straight Politicking on all you mofos. Alex Alonso 101 here with Munchie B, the mayor. And we are straight politicking as always. And let me just close this window while you tell the people what's up, Munch.
Man, straight politicking like always. Mr. Morals Over Money with my boy Alex Alonso, the specialist. Big pioneer around these camps.
Yes. And I got a couple fact checks, man. Nothing major, but hey, a little mistake can be a big mistake. But Let's Jam Radioactive. That actually came out in 1983. On a previous episode, I said 82 or 83, but it was definitely 83. And it was a 9-minute song. I remember that now, it being so long. That's one of the reasons why I liked it so much, because it was a long song. Like Rapper's Delight. Rapper's Delight is like 15-minute song. Let's Jam was 9 minutes long.
You know how hard it is to keep somebody's attention for that long?
I mean, if you got a good beat,
right?
You got a great beat. And even, I think back then, people were more inclined to do longer songs. Even when they were just doing regular songs, they were like 5 minutes, 5.5 minutes, 4.5 minutes. Now y'all doing 2-minute songs now.
All the oldies for sure. But see, a lot of the oldies and then the beat will play for a minute, then they come back in singing.
Wait, one of Michael Jackson's biggest hits was a 15-minute song.
What's the name of it?
Thriller.
That's a mini movie, man.
The video was amazing when it came out.
Is that the movie? I mean, is that the video when he had the Crips in it?
No, that was not the one he had the Crips in it. But he did have the Crips in another video.
Mm-hmm.
Thriller's when he took the girl to the movies, and he turned out to be the vampire at the end, and I guess he's gonna kill her. And he had Vincent Price's voice, and he had the mummies coming to life in the cemetery, and they was all dancing in sync. Those were all dancers. It was dope. 15-minute song, Thriller.
Yeah, his production been dope.
Yeah, that was John Landis. John Landis, I believe, was he was a director for movies back then. He took a movie director and said, "I'm gonna have this movie director do all my videos." And I was but John Landis messed up big time. Though he did a movie called The Twilight Zone, and he had a scene with a helicopter, and he had some children on the set. And the helicopter crashed. The propeller killed the kids, and it also killed the movie star Vic Morrow. And that was pretty much the demise of John Landis's career. He actually was going to get indicted. I don't know what happened. This is the 80s, man. This is I was young.
You know what that remind me of?
What's that?
And we covered it when that actor had the gun on set and the gun went off and killed and unalived the man. Remember?
Recently.
That was in the recent years.
You're talking about Alec Baldwin.
I can't remember his name, but I know like they wasn't expecting the gun to something.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think they wanted to charge him, or they did charge him, but I don't. He's not in jail, Alec Baldwin.
Yeah, they know that's not intentional. You know what I mean?
Well, you can still go to prison for an accidental death. Negligence doesn't mean you don't go to jail.
Man, yeah, but he didn't deserve to get locked up for that. That was clearly an accident though. But I know. Negligence ain't no excuse for
I remember I was taking a law class, and one of the questions was, if you're a tree trimmer and you're up high in a tree and you're cutting branches and you're cutting stuff down, and something falls and hits a pedestrian and kills them, even though that was an accident, that was a pure accident, you still going to jail for that. You still going to jail.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, or if you're sitting at a bar, let's say you're sitting at a bar and you're minding your business. You are minding your business, and you get into an argument with the guy sitting next to you at the bar. Y'all get to squabbing, and then you pick up the stool, hit it over his head, and you kill him. The question is that a murder?
It's manslaughter?
Correct. That's definitely not a murder. But some DAs might try to push that, but that's 100% not a murder.
Mm-hmm.
It's a homicide, but it's not a murder.
Yeah, but I mean, that's why I couldn't be no DA or no judge. You know what I mean? Because that's mutual combat, and it'll be a DA reject.
Yeah. All right. Another Another fact check was I said that Snoop Dogg debuted on Dre's album The Chronic, which came out in December of 1992. But he actually did a song on the Deep Cover soundtrack earlier that year in April of 1992. So technically, I guess he debuted on Deep Cover soundtrack.
Shout out Uncle Snoop. Snoop Doggy Dog, 00 Jizzle.
Let me see if I can pull up the song. I remember Deep Cover, the movie. That was a good movie, too.
And nobody sampled that Murder Was the Case that they gave me. I'm going to see if somebody can sample that for me.
Okay, so yeah, the song was just called Deep Cover. That was also with Dre. Dr. Dre featuring Snoop Dogg. So Dre put him on 2 songs in 1992. And yeah, Snoop was the man in 92. I remember when he came out. Hey, the dude had if you look at the video, the dude had a high top fade.
Flat top, yeah.
Yeah, he didn't come off as gangster, but eventually he transformed his image into that Rolling 20 Crip.
Yeah. He had another name before Snoop Dogg. It was kind of corny though. Snoopafella. You familiar with that?
Nah.
He had another name he was trying to go by, and I forgot what they said it was. He talked about it. It was real corny though.
So and then one more thing. I think last week I said we were on episode 80, and it was actually 81. So this is 82. I made a mistake on
Hold on. Since this is StreetTV, Street Gangs, when you did the interview with in the 8-9s with
Who?
it's my relative, man. I'm trying not to say his real name. You did it in the 8-9s. He was showing you all the old graffiti.
Oh yeah. You want me to say his name? The main guy?
Yeah, you're the one that was doing the interview with you.
K Mike.
K Mike. I was trying not to say his real name.
Okay.
Yeah, K Mike, he showed you all the old graffiti in the pavement, and he said, "This the real Snoop Dogg."
Oh yeah.
Snoop from 8-9 family, and the year the graffiti was on the ground that's still like there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember that.
Before the rapper Snoop Dogg, it was Snoop Dogg from neighborhood families on the east side. But yeah.
Yeah, I bumped into K Mike. I think was that Lil K Mike or Baby K Mike? One of the K Mikes. Yeah, I bumped into K Mac at Ragtime. K Mike at Ragtime's wedding, which happened to be one of the nicest weddings I had ever been to. Just everything was like top tier. The venue, the food, everything from the tables. It was just a top tier wedding.
Yeah.
They spent some money on that wedding, boy. That was a nice wedding.
Hell yeah. Shout out Ragtime also. Hell yeah.
Okay, so man, we got a few things going on in the news. Of course, we don't go over all those corny topics that most of them other channels might do because they're just chasing after numbers and views. But we got some real topics here. I think let's start off with the Cal State basketball coach who was pimping on the side.
Crazy.
I've never heard of this before. This is insane. I guess not all pimps are full-time pimps. You got one job here on the side and you do something else. Okay. This was a California case. It was in L.A., but it was close to it's close enough home to where it's relevant. Cal State basketball player turned coach moonlighted as pimp, according to the police. That's the title of the article. So that title alone is insane. So that caught my attention, Munch, when I saw that title.
He don't coach women's basketball, do he?
No.
Okay, because that'd make it much more like damn.
If he was recruiting,
right off the basketball team.
he was doing 2 different types. Well, technically, he's probably doing recruiting basketball players as well. You know, they go to the high schools. These coaches.
Pee Wee Kirkland, he played 2 sports. Huh?
Oh yeah, Pee Wee Kirkland, Harlem legend, basketball player. But former student athlete turned assistant coach at Cal State University Bakersfield is facing a slew of serious charges, including pimping, firearms trafficking, and possession of child sexual abuse material after an investigation last year led to his arrest. Now, this story just dropped a couple days ago, but his arrest happened in 2025, so I don't know why it's all coming to light now.
Child abuse material?
Yeah, that's that. I don't
understand that.
Yeah, me either. Child sexual abuse material.
Oh, child sexual abuse material.
Yeah.
So that's probably AKA kitty porn.
Probably. It says here in August of 2025, last year, the university launched an investigation into assistant men's basketball coach Kevin Mays after longtime Runners basketball coach Rod Barnes received an anonymous email claiming Mays was trafficking young women in California, Oregon, Washington, and Nevada, ESPN first reported. So somebody ratted him out. Somebody was mad at him.
A scorned woman.
A scorned woman.
A scorned woman.
Said, I'm going to email his boss.
He pimping all across the West Coast.
I'm going to email this guy's boss, Rod Barnes, anonymously and rat him out. That's a cold game, huh?
It was for sure a woman, a scorned one. And he know exactly who called. That's the cold part. Like, sheesh.
Okay, well, eventually her identity will probably be revealed at some point if it goes to trial. If it goes to trial, it may not. But Barnes turned the email over to University Police. Now Barnes is the head coach. He's the head coach that I guess hired Kevin Mays. Kevin Mays is the alleged pimp. So Barnes he turns the email over to the police, who corresponded with the tipster in a second email that claimed they knew Mays and the victim from previous sex work. So there you go. She the anonymous emailer, is one of his former, what do you call it?
Hoes.
Oh,
Ain't no other way to put it.
I was going to say worker, girl, one of his hoes, huh?
Man, but damn, Barnes, the head coach, couldn't have got at him like, hey, addressed him first?
Hey, some of these guys do everything by the book because check it out. This email is coming through a university email, which means this is not a private email. The university can see all your emails whenever they want to. So if
no choice.
If Barnes doesn't do the right thing, as soon as he gets that email, the right thing, quote unquote, because I know for you, the right thing is a different thing. But in the university life, the right thing is to turn that email over. You can't just sit on it and say, let me go talk to the coach, the assistant coach. Let me see if this is true. Let me see if this is just a bunch of, a scoring shade. Let me find out. He went and just turned it over immediately. Maybe he had some thoughts that this guy was doing some stuff on the side anyways, I think if I would have got the email, I would have went to the coach first thing. I would have been like, hey, bro.
What's going on with this?
I got this email. You the first one I'm telling, but I got to tell you, I got to turn it over. So I'm going to give you a heads up. This is getting turned over because it came in on my work email. And I don't know what's going on with you, but you might have some problems. All right, let me continue with the article. Barnes, the main head coach, turned the email over to University Police. Okay, I read that paragraph. The tipster said that Mays posed as a professional gambler and had reportedly threatened to kidnap their child if they tried to report his illicit activities, according to the LA Times. In a statement obtained by the Times, Cal State University Bakersfield officials said when they received the anonymous tip, they took immediate action in notifying University Police and then the Bakersfield Police Department. Mays was arrested in September of 2025 after Bakersfield police detectives conducted a sting operation where they arranged to meet the 23-year-old victim who advertised prices of $300 per half hour and $500 an hour in a hotel room reportedly rented for her by the assistant basketball coach Mays. So
he was really pimping.
They caught him in the act, allegedly.
But what's up with this minor materials? Like, 23. That's not a minor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They're just saying material. It could have been. Look, if you possess an old porn video of an actress named Tracy Lords, for example, Tracy Lords lied about her age when she came into the industry in the 80s. She looked like a grown woman. Tracy Lords was 15 years old doing porn. Apparently, the industry claimed they didn't know she was underage. She lied about her age, and she did porn for about 2-3 years. Her movies are technically still floating around. But if you happen to have a Tracy Lords film, you'd be in possession of child pornography, and that would be a felony.
Hey, so they say they didn't know, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You talking about with Tracy Lords?
Yeah.
Yeah, they claim they didn't know.
But because of that ID, no one asked her if she was underage.
You had an ID that said you were 21. Did you look 21?
I didn't look old enough to get a job at Bob's Big Boy.
I mean, when you look at the old films of her, I remember her when I was in high school, Tracy Lords. She was curvy, she was voluptuous. She looked like she was a little bit older than 15.
Okay.
You know? So she got away with it. But imagine if you was a collector of 80s porn and you're not really thinking about it, and the police come in your house and you got 3 or 4 Tracy Lords old videotapes, boom, you're charged, which I think is a little unfair.
Yeah, that ain't fair.
But technically, you're in possession of child porn.
Right.
So I don't know. Whenever I see possession of child porn, I always wonder, okay, I need to know the circumstances. I need to know the backstory. You know, like no one's selling child porn. I mean, I guess I'm wrong on that. I guess there is an underground market for child porn, but no one's publicly selling child porn. It's not something that I can just go into the hustler store and buy, you know. Now, if there's a girl that's underage that's in that magazine and they didn't know it at the time, then yeah, you know. So there's weird ways you can get hit with child porn, so I don't know. All right, let me continue with the rest of this article. They got a picture of this guy when he used to play basketball for Cal State Bakersfield. A young brother, unfortunately, got caught up. The young woman described Mays as her boyfriend and mentioned that he paid her to travel to the locations listed in the tipster's anonymous email. Mays is actually a native of Queens, New York. He came to Cal State University Bakersfield from Texas ahead of the 2014-15 season and helped lead the team to a 24-10 record as a senior forward. 24-10 is not really a great record. He led the team. It ain't too bad, but
24-10 ain't bad at all.
Yeah, but you're not making the final the tournament, you know, with a 24-10 record. I don't think you are. Now you got to be like 30-4, 29-5. You know.
So okay, from Queens, that Pee Wee Kirkland little, you know what I'm saying, kind of relate.
Hey, Queens got they got a history of gangsters. I think what's his name, Nichols. There's quite a few Queens gangsters. What was the name of those dudes that was on 50 Cent Head back in the 90s?
McGriff, Supreme.
Yeah, the Supreme team. They're from Queens. Yeah. All right. So this brother's from Queens. Went to Texas, then transferred to Cal State University, Long Beach. Led his team to 24-10, which is a decent, respectable.
Said Long Beach or Bakersfield?
Bakersfield. I'm tripping.
Yeah.
I guess 24-10 is a respectable record. And Barnes, his former coach, gave Mays a $3,000 a month job as a player development coordinator in 2019. While his alleged crimes did not involve a student, Cal State University Bakersfield officials formed a commission to look at the athletic department and suggest any needed changes in the wake of the scandal. Coach Rod Barnes later left his job, as did athletic director Kyle Codner, who has since filed a wrongful termination lawsuit in L.A. Superior Court against the university. So I guess
I'm lost. Hold on.
Bakersfield is cleaning house.
Right. Oh, so they said Rob Barnes left. So I'm thinking he resigned, so they let him go.
Yeah, well,
okay.
They're cleaning house. They're like, you hired this dude. Mm-hmm. The whole coaching staff is tainted, according to Bakersfield. So they're gonna revamp. I get it. That's what most universities do. You know, you got this guy pimping and pandering women on the side, and you hired him. So yeah, I guess Barnes is his old coach. And damn, his old coach turned his email over to the police, man.
Yeah, but they did his thing, so they got the solid proof now, so they can just hearsay. Because you know that anonymous email could be considered double hearsay, and that's not admissible in the state of California once you go to trial in Superior Court. So once they did this thing, after that solidified it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I read this right. It says Coach Rod Barnes, the one that got the email, later left his job, as did athletic director Kyle Condor, who has filed a wrongful termination. So I think only Condor has filed the wrongful termination.
I wonder why they robbed Barnes' shake. Some kind of guilt trip.
Maybe they both did.
Or he probably felt it coming. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that sentence is not well written. Maybe they both had to shake, and they're filing their grievances for wrongful termination.
And CSUB announcing they're making a change in athletics leadership. University officials announcing that Kyle Condor is no longer with the program. Effective immediately, Dr. Sarah Toohey will serve as acting director of athletics while a nationwide search begins for a permanent replacement. CSUB President Vernon Harper says the university remains committed to its scholar athletes, staff, and supporters, adding that the goal is to strengthen Roadrunner athletics and build a culture of safety and respect.
Now, Mays, who has been held without bail since his arrest last year, faces 11 charges. Okay, here come the charges. Pimping, possession of automatic firearms and high-capacity magazine, possession of methamphetamine and marijuana with intent to sell, possession of more than 600 images of youth or child pornography. See how slick they are? Of youth or child pornography. If it's youth, that's just young adults. Young adults are youth, 18, 19, 20. So 600 images of youth or child pornography and distribution of obscene matter involving a person under the age of 18. So he has pled not guilty and is scheduled to appear in court later this month in March. Crazy story. Crazy story. Former basketball player turned assistant coach, pimping and pandering on the side, and now he's got underage allegations as well.
Okay, so it sounds like this 23-year-old, she been dealing with him before she was an adult, and I believe that's where that come from with the youth minor pornography thing. You know what I'm saying? And it seemed like it ain't like he driving up and down the Blade. He got her on the internet posting ads and doing it that way. So. Damn, man, I don't know, man, shit crazy, man.
Now, you're assuming that the anonymous emailer is the same as the 23-year-old. The article did not link the two, but I was thinking that. Because in this paragraph, it says that the Bakersfield police conducted a sting operation where they arranged to meet the 23-year-old victim. But they never say if the 23-year-old victim is the same as the anonymous emailer.
And that's my assumption right
there.
there.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. But so if this 23-year-old victim has been knowing him since he was a minor, man, this means he's been doing this for more than 5 years. So, crazy story. And they got a picture of him right here. It says here, Bakersfield Kevin Mays during first half of an NCAA college game in the WAC, the WAC tournament, March 12, 2015 in Las Vegas. So he made it to, he was hey.
It don't seem like he was a bench warmer.
Yeah, I mean, even though the WAC is a lower conference, it's a lower than like the Pac-10 and the Big Ten and those, but you still got to be good.
Yeah, you excelled in that conference.
Yeah, you still got to be good to make it to the WAC. I remember when I was in high school, everyone was trying to go to those D1 schools, Pac-10, Big Ten, SEC. But if you didn't get recruited by them and the WAC was knocking on your door, which would include like Hawaii, Fresno, hey, you go there and get your education still. You know, the WAC has got some great. Hey, there's a lot of NFL professional players that came out of the WAC. You know, which is crazy. Like you got recruited into a lower level college, but you were so good that you made it to the NFL. There's a lot of NFL dudes that played in the WAC.
There's a lot of NFL dudes that played during like for community colleges.
Oh, that's even more insane.
Yeah, so but like Ocho Cinco, he went to West LA. I didn't know that.
So did
But Brett Favre, I mean not Brett Favre. Did Aaron Rodgers play for a community college, or was that?
Now, Keyshawn Johnson went to West LA before he came to USC. And then was the number 1 draft pick. He was the number 1 draft pick in '96. And then became a Super Bowl champion. But yeah, man, your boy here from Queens, New York, he's got a lot of explaining to do. And for those that are wondering where the hell is Bakersfield at, for all our non-California listeners, it's just north of Los Angeles County. It's in Kern County. So once you drive and cross that border into Kern County, Bakersfield is up there.
I had an ex-girlfriend that lived and was from Bakersfield.
I would say it's about a two-hour drive from where we're at right now.
Less than that.
Okay, hour and 45?
Depending on who driving and what the traffic looking like, yeah.
Okay. Because it's, I'd say about an hour and 40, hour and 45 without traffic, maybe. And I don't, if you're not speeding.
Yeah, we made it less than that a couple of times, but no, it's up there.
Okay, there you go. Crazy story. Just hit the press. What else we got here? Operation Dead Horse. Operation Dead Horse, man. The feds indicted another gang in Los Angeles. I said this before. It seems like every month they are indicting another gang. And this time they came for 18th Street. The local 18th Street.
The leads on these indictments, whoever, I don't know who come up with the names, but they kind of like, they be having wordplay and clever, and it be some kind of underlying meaning, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's Operation Dead Horse.
I believe they called it Operation Dead Horse because there's a guy that's not even he's an unindicted co-conspirator because he's doing all day anyways. His name is Güero Caballo. He's from 18, and he oversees all these dudes. So perhaps Güero Caballo meaning horse, is the reason why they called it Operation Dead Horse. Because all the main 18th Street dudes that are running the show, they're all in the feds now, so they're on lock and key. The Puppet Martinez used to run this section, but now he's in Colorado, and they put him in the basement, and he's got no access to no phone. You can't write him a letter. You can't do anything when you're in Florence, Colorado.
How long he been down, Puppy?
He's been down since, he's been down since the 90s, but he was in state prison for most of his sentence. And then he got indicted while he was in state prison. He was found guilty of that federal indictment, and they transferred him from Pelican Bay to Florence, Colorado, and they have him under maximum security. So he's become irrelevant now. He got no say, no word, no palabra, as they say. So now, Güero Caballo, I think, has moved into position, and that might be why they're calling this Operation Dead Horse.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. It's I always wonder, okay, who's the next gang? In June or July, it's gonna be another gang getting indicted. But what's interesting is most of these gangs are all the Latino gangs getting indicted. It's all the Latino gangs. They forgot about the black gangs.
The black gangs has been on a smaller scale. You know what I mean?
Well,
because we covered quite a few. Because the dudes, it was like from is it Elmwood out there towards Burbank? It was like 3 gangs all rolled up into one indictment. It was all Hispanic. It was like 2 females on that one. Then we covered the people from Harbor area, San Pedro dudes. And then, okay, we got the 18 sheets right here. I remember the Playboys. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we covered the Playboys, but I remember the Playboys. But I could name quite a few black gangs, but it seemed like I don't know. It seemed like the Hispanic indictments be on a larger scale.
Well, they make it appear to be on a larger scale.
Because they need to stop doing what we always say is unfair. They be like directly connected to the Mexican Mafia, and that's gonna make the hairs on the back of a a non-affiliate in the jury box stand up on the back of their neck. That ain't fair or cool.
Yeah, but I think in this situation, the the connections might be accurate because of the whole MacArthur Park situation and the links to drug trafficking and then the taxing of the vendors and all of that. In fact, this neighborhood, this specific 18th Street neighborhood, when it was ran by Francisco Puppet Martinez, he is really the architect behind the taxing, the collecting of money, of all of the things that the Mexican Mafia is doing now. Puppet Martinez laid that foundation in the 1990s and mastered it. Mastered it. In fact, when he got indicted while he was in the state prison, they indicted him and his wife. They went to his wife's apartment, and they found $400,000 cash in the wife's apartment that Francisco Martinez was collecting from Pelican Bay. You know, I mean, imagine you sitting in Pelican Bay and you got $400,000 cash in your apartment that you've collected from the streets of MacArthur Park.
It's crazy.
But you can't do this in every neighborhood. Not every neighborhood produces that amount of work. You know what I mean?
So I wonder how they I wonder what kind of agreement they got with MS, because MS, MacArthur Park, they got a piece of that area over there also, along with 18th Street. And I know that they probably going back and forth behind the drug trade.
Yeah, well, there was a time where they kind of came together and collaborated. They even inducted their first MS member into the Mexican Mafia. You know, they eventually had to open that door, and they allowed a couple of them in. But that one of them, I think, is now he's on disregard. But when it comes to making money, they collaborate, and but it's all about 18th Street is the more stronger. Well, you know what? MS is pretty strong too. I ain't gonna say that. MS is over there. Those are the two strong gangs in that area. MS and 18. But you also got Crazy Riders. They're on the other side of the park, and
That's really like a Twilight Zone.
So and they're mostly Central American, Salvador, Central American area. Most of the gang members over there are Central American now. It's not predominantly Mexican as it once was back in the day. But I don't think that every gang can do what this gang can do because of the park. They got the park, they got the vendors, they got all the drug addicts, they got everything you need to hustle.
Right.
Not all hoods have that.
Right.
So that's, we might want to say Francisco Puppet Martinez was a genius. You know, he had 400,000, he was making all this money, but no, he just happens to come from a neighborhood that you can make a lot of money at.
Sitting on a gold mine.
Yeah, he's sitting on a gold mine. You got oil. You got oil in his neighborhood. That's what it is. So once you strike oil, you can make some money. But okay, the title of this article is Feds Arrest Alleged Members of a Powerful LA Street Gang in Sweeping Drug Trafficking Indictment. And you got to get some of this language is a little hyperbole. But, this is the way the media likes to do it. This is fed to them by the police. So we'll break some of this down. But it says here, federal authorities said they have struck a major blow. Here we go. They struck a major blow. I'm going to tell you right now, they didn't strike no major blow. They said that when they arrested Puppet Martinez. And here we are in 2026 doing the same thing. They struck a major blow against one of Los Angeles' most powerful street gangs. A sweeping investigation targeting the 18th Street Gang led to multiple arrests, uncovered what prosecutors describe as a violent criminal enterprise in the heart of the city. My office is unsealing 7 indictments charging 14 defendants with racketeering and drug trafficking offenses stemming from their membership in one of the largest and most violent gangs in the Western Hemisphere. Oh, wow. They're going big on these guys. Federal agents and local police arrested 12 members and associates of 18th Street, a group authorities said has been running a large-scale drug operation centered around MacArthur Park. The 18th Street Gang is a transnational criminal organization that controls the rampant drug trafficking in multiple areas of LA, including MacArthur Park, parts of Hollywood, downtown, and in San Fernando Valley. Prosecutors allege The gang transformed the park into an open-air drug marketplace using tents among the homeless population to conceal narcotic sales and to avoid law enforcement detection. Let's just stop right there for a second, Munchie, because I used to go to MacArthur Park as a kid. Before 18th Street became the gang that it is today, MacArthur Park has always been a magnet for drug activity, homelessness, addiction. It has had all the social ills that you can think of was all at MacArthur Park. This article is making it seem like 18th Street came in and then turned MacArthur Park that way.
Right.
MacArthur Park has been like that probably since before even my days, you know. And it's just I just want to point that out. Just to listen to the language that they use here. Okay, let me continue. Since January of 2023, the LAPD's Gang and Narcotics Division, working with the FBI Task Force, conducted a comprehensive investigation into the gang's leadership and narcotics distribution network. During the investigation, authorities seized more than 175 pounds of meth and fentanyl, along with cash, firearms, and additional drugs. Evidence was collected highlighting the free flow of narcotics between distributors in the MacArthur Park area and Skid Row. These drugs were being taxed through extortion payments known as rents by high-ranking members of the gang for continued permission to operate their territory. According to the indictment, the 18th Street Gang has more than 100,000 gang members. Wow. I mean, come on now. Well, we'll talk about that in a second. Operating in the U.S. and Mexico, Central America, and South America. Okay, and that's it right there. Hey, do you know that there's Crips in West Africa? There's Crips in Holland. There's Crips in Europe. But you notice whenever they talk about a Crip gang being charged, they never say, and they got members in Ghana and Nigeria. But when it comes to the Latinos, boy, they got members in all these countries around the world that they quickly want to add to I guess their size.
Yeah, I mean, 18th Street, one of the larger brown gangs, brown brothers.
Yeah, they do have factions. Now, it's sort of like the Hoovers, the East Coasters. If you add all the Hoovers together, they're a large-ass gang. If you add all the East Coasters together, they're a large-ass gang. Mm-hmm. But if you take their respective areas, 7-6 East Coast, 8-9 East Coast, those gangs are relatively regular-sized gangs.
Right.
You take all the different Hoovers, they're relatively regular-sized gangs. Mm-hmm. Same thing with 18th Street. You take there's about 20 different 18th Street sets in LA County. You take each individual set, they're relatively regular-sized gangs,
Like 20? You say 20?
Yeah, there's 20. I counted 20.
Okay.
The Long Beach 18th Street is actually a very tiny hood. Man. It's like 4 blocks by 4, like maybe 4 or 5 blocks long. I
met shout out Soldier. I was in juvenile hall at camp with him, and he said he's from Long Beach. He's from 18. I was shocked. His name was Soldier.
Yeah, they're right there by the there's an AutoZone right there, and if you go through the alley behind the AutoZone, you'll see 18th Street graffiti. Very small hood in Long Beach. I would say the largest 18th Street is the Pico Union ones. They got the Hoover Locos. They got a few cliques over there, and then this one around the MacArthur Park, that faction has got a nice size, but it's a regular size. It's a regular size hood. To call it the largest gang, let's see, what does it say here? This gang has more than 100,000 members in the U.S. Man, I don't even know how they count that.
Yeah, I watched the 106 18th Street clique in Inglewood. I watched it grow. Like, I watched it go from like a small number to them getting deep.
Yeah, I remember seeing them when I used to shop at the Costco, the first Costco, the original Costco before they tore it down and rebuilt it. I think off of Yukon, I used to see 106 18th Street hit up a lot when I used to go to the Costco. And this was the 90s. So you saying they've grown a little bit over the years?
They've grown a lot.
They've grown a lot, yeah.
They grown a lot. I watched them come, like, their numbers grow, like, over the years. Like, damn.
Now, the Hollywood 18th Street, they're small, real small. In fact, I I don't even think they got a hood anymore because they gentrified all of Highland. Highland and Yucca. There used to be a Burger King there. That Burger King is demolished. They put nice hotels and fancy office buildings. So when you think about all the different 18th Street hoods, a lot of them are just smaller now. Maybe the Inglewood has grown. The one over here off of Adams, the Alsace and Smiley, they're pretty.
Alsace, Smiley Drive, Rancho Park.
They're pretty stable. They got a good chunk.
Right.
Then of course the Pico Union, they got a nice chunk, and then the MacArthur Park, they got a chunk. Oh, North Hollywood has a small 18th Street clique. They got a small. That's a small hood though, real small. Then you got the North Side 18th Street.
You know what's crazy, man? With all these cliques, bro, how do you keep up with y'all beefs? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't even think they all take on that blood beef. You know how
They have no choice.
Yeah, but you when you don't see all of them hitting up BK, you know.
They have no choice though, cause you know you gotta wear that now, cause you know what I'm saying.
They used to have a set on 7th and Broadway in downtown LA called the 7th and Broadway 18th Street.
Is that right?
Yeah. The last time I seen their graffiti has to be probably a decade ago. They renovated all those old buildings and they made them into high-end apartments now. So I don't even see any gang activity on 7th and Broadway.
I run it over the years, even though they pushed that BK line or whatever. I done ran into some good 18th Streets that's they with the business. You know what I'm saying? Can't take nothing from them. It was a black dude. He was black. His name is Crow from 18, and he used to whoop ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think I heard of him.
Yeah, Crow did his thing. Baby G from 18th Street. My little dude Mario Malo from 10618. That's my partner right there. Yeah, man.
So it looks like they only got 18. They made it seem like they were going after hundreds of guys, but 14 defendants they got.
14.
They charged 14 defendants. They've already arrested 12. I guess I'm not sure if the 2 are already in custody or.
Okay, you're just going off of experience. Out of that 14, how many go flip?
Oh man, there's always every single one of these indictments has someone that flips.
From experience, your expert experience.
Probably out of these 14, at least 3. At least 3. I seen one. Check this out. I forget what gang it was, but they had about 20 guys, and they put the main guy's name at the top of the indictment, right? So it'll be the United States versus, let's say, we're gonna say Victor Perez, and then the rest of his hood. Mm-hmm. Victor Perez end up being the flipper. And they let him flip and tell on all the subordinates. And I'm saying to myself, why would they let the main guy flip?
But usually that don't work because when you the head guy, you got to snitch up, not down. You got to give up something bigger than you. You know what I'm saying?
I will identify that case next week. But I thought the same thing you just said. I'm like, why would they let him snitch down and get away with it? And he did. He snitched down and got away with it.
Because usually the top dog, you stuck. Everybody else go flip on you because you got to give up something bigger than what you are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. No, there's always going to be somebody informing on these cases. I'm not even sure if I've ever seen one where there's not someone telling. That would be that's a good trivia question. Have there ever been a federal indictment with an LA gang where no one flipped?
Sad to say, they only give it to that one motorcycle gang that kept it G. You know what I'm saying? Everybody went down. How many of them was it?
It's like 100.
It was 100 of them, and all of them stayed down and didn't do no talking, and that's commendable. You know what I'm saying?
You know, like 5 or 6 people got killed in that shooting too. It was multiple homicides in that.
So, and that's another theory I got. These motorcycle gangs got more allegiance and more loyalty and more solid than these street gangs these days.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
All right, let me play this quick clip regarding 18th Street.
Now, the FBI is serving search warrants and making arrests to take down one of LA's largest street gangs. Assignment manager Mark Lewis at the desk with details. What's going on, Mark?
Yeah, we expect a news conference about this very operation a little later this morning with First Assistant U.S. Attorney Bill Asaley. But the FBI Director, Kash Patel, is already tweeting pictures of the evidence that they've seized in some of these raids. Now, SkyCal caught one of these operations this morning. This is video from SkyCal in the Westlake District. This is Court Street and Toluca Street. It was around 6:30 this morning. Here at the desk, we got a tip there was some kind of a law enforcement operation going on down in this area. We sent SkyCal to check it out. And very clearly, we saw FBI agents down there wearing their tactical gear. It says FBI on it. They were doing some kind of an operation down here, but we did not know what it was. We later connected this to a report that First Assistant U.S. Attorney Bill Asaley was holding a news conference later this morning along with the FBI and the LAPD to discuss the takedown of a large criminal street gang in the MacArthur Park and Westlake District area. Now, we hope to get some more information about that later this morning when Bill Asaley, U.S. Attorney Bill Asaley talks about this. You can see the LAPD was there assisting with this operation. Now, we did not see anybody in handcuffs here, but just a few minutes ago, FBI Director Kash Patel actually posted some pictures of what he says was seized at one of these operations. Take a look. He says this is guns, drugs, and cash, along with other evidence. You can see what appears to be a firearms here and lots of bags of pills. There's another photo as well with a lot of cash that is posted out here at a table, and perhaps, I'm not sure if it's the same firearm or not, but some more of those bags of what appears to be narcotics and pills on this evidence table. Now, when this news conference happens a little bit later today, we're definitely going to get some information, bring it to you. But until then, this does appear to deal with a very large street gang and arrests and evidence seized in the commission of that street gang in the Westlake District, MacArthur Park area. When we get more information, we'll definitely let you know. Now,
Who tweeted that? He's a cloud chaser.
that was what channel was that? A lot of these journalists are cloud chasers. That was CBS News.
Oh, so I was a journalist. That wasn't one of the agents.
The one that was talking?
No. That tweeted the picture of the evidence.
Oh, that tweeted the picture.
That's what I'm talking about. He's the cloud chaser.
Yeah.
That's equivalent to me robbing a jewelry store, and I'm posting all the money I just came up on off the robbery. He like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? I guess that's a flex for him. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, the cops do that all the time on Twitter. Yeah. In fact, when your boy Spider Loke caught his case in Burbank, he got a strap and a bag of weed. They put that on their Instagram page and said that the streets are safer today. We just arrested an individual, and they took a picture of Spider's weed and the gun and put it on Instagram as if they did some major takedown.
Sorry to burst y'all bubble. The streets is not no safer or more dangerous or less dangerous. Spider's a grandfather, and he's not, you know what I'm saying?
No, that's all exaggeration.
Yeah, they exaggerate.
Now, this was before the press conference that they had, and then shortly thereafter, they had a press conference. I'm going to just play a minute of this press conference. And this is the FBI guy flanked with the chief of LAPD, Jim McDonald. Turn your mic on. There we go.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Bill Asaley, lead the office here at the U.S. Attorney's Office. Last year, President Trump directed the federal government to pursue the total elimination of cartels and transnational criminal organizations. As the president made clear, these organizations cause enormous harms to our country, our communities, and they include activities such as trafficking deadly fentanyl into our neighborhoods. Following the president's direction, Attorney General Pam Bondi issued a memo implementing the president's order to mobilize federal law enforcement to prioritize the dismantling of these transnational groups. They also sent us a directive to get rid of open-air drug markets. So today we're here to talk about an operation that does just that. Operation Dead Horse. Today my office is unsealing 7 indictments, charging 14 defendants with racketeering and drug trafficking offenses stemming from their membership in one of the largest and most violent gangs in the Western Hemisphere, the 18th Street Gang. Law enforcement executed 12 search warrants on various locations across our district. We've arrested 12 defendants on federal charges. 6 remain as fugitives of justice. They will be found and they will be arrested. The 18th Street Gang is a transnational criminal organization that controls the rampant drug trafficking in multiple areas of Los Angeles, including MacArthur Park, parts of Hollywood, downtown, and the San Fernando Valley. The gang has over 100,000 members across the United States and also has a stronghold in Central and South America, including El Salvador and Honduras.
Okay. Even though this indictment has nothing to do with Central America, has nothing to do with Honduras and El Salvador.
Hey, so hold on. So out of the 14, 6 are still fugitives, or they saying they got 14 in custody and 6 still at large that they still looking for?
Well, their numbers ain't making sense. They said they got 12 in custody, right? But 6 are at large. So that means that 6 plus 12 means that's 18. So I'm a little confused on the total number. It says 14, 12 in custody, but 6 are still they're still looking for 6.
Yeah. That's all I was trying to get clear right there.
Okay, so do you think that that this operation is going to lead to the total elimination? I'm using their words. This is the word that just came out the FBI assistant director's mouth. The total elimination of 18th Street.
No, sir.
Total elimination. Like, they really said that.
No, sir. I hear this a lot. Basically on every indictment when they do their press conference.
Yeah.
And no.
Now maybe he also used the word dismantling. We've heard this word before. What does dismantling even mean? Like, what, temporarily slow it down? Or let me see. What do you think dismantling is? Because
take apart.
Yeah, dismantle. Yeah, to take apart, to break it apart. Let me see. I'm gonna look up the word dismantling.
Because okay, when you say dismantle, what's the Mexican Mafia guy that flipped and he out now? He had life at first and he did Rene.
You talking about Boxer? Rene Boxer? Yeah.
All right, Rene Boxer. He temporarily dismantled the Mexican Mafia with all the information he gave when he debriefed. Temporarily. They whole structure, infrastructure, how they get down and all that, but they got the car back rolling.
So dismantling, I think, suggests some sort of breakage or destruction that can't be repaired. Let me see here. Let me see what this word actually, how is this word defined in Webster's? Let me pull it up here on my phone. Because I would argue that what Rene did brought very little damage to the whole organization. He looked out for himself, and he cooperated. He did a debrief. When you debrief, are you really dismantling?
The literal word dismantle, I think, is to break beyond repair, and that's why I said he temporarily dismantled it, because they had to regroup. Because he said the carnival talk, how they talk on the phone, how they,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So temporarily dismantled it. That's why I use that specifically.
All right, here's the definition of dismantle. It means to take apart, tear down, or systematically separate structure or system into its constituent pieces. It often implies stripping something of its equipment or defenses, or metaphorically dismantling an organization by gradually reducing its power or functionality. Okay. But if the power and functionality comes back, which it always does with these gangs, it doesn't seem like dismantling is the appropriate term.
No. But that definition said gradually
reducing.
So I was thinking that dismantle is you can't come back from it, unrepairable. But that's not the definition. So I mean, I guess they're using the right word. They're gonna slow it down for a little while. But
all right, well, I'm gonna read one more definition. This is from Merriam. To disconnect the pieces, we have to dismantle the engine. Okay. To destroy the integrity or functioning of. The program was later dismantled due to lack of funding. To strip of dress or covering, or to strip of furniture and equipment, dismantle the ship before scrapping it. It does suggest some sort of permanent, some of these that kind of suggest some sort of like irreparable damage. So I don't know. I don't know if it's the proper word, but as we know, these press conferences like to use these strong words. They're bringing peace back to the community. They dismantled the 18th Street gang. The total elimination.
That's an uphill battle.
And it's not 18th Street fault what's going on over there. It's what's MacArthur Park was there before 18th Street. The drugs were there before 18th Street.
Right.
The drug addicts were there before 18th Street.
And that's what the gang expert got to get up there and say.
The gang expert for which side though? It depends. Which
on a Brown side. I mean, for the defense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that poverty stricken area been the way it was before 18th Street was, established right there.
Hey, 18th Street had absolutely no power in the 1980s like it does today. And that MacArthur Park was a rundown. It was just a rundown place of drug addicts, even in the 80s and probably the 70s. I bet if there's some people out there that are a little older than me, what was MacArthur Park like in the 1970s?
But today I hear they be just out there just getting high. Like how a person gets a fire up a cigarette, just smoke it outside. They just out there getting high off of whatever drugs they getting high off of at MacArthur Park.
Yeah, this assistant director said that they want to get rid of the open drug markets. Well, you're going after 18th Street is not going to get rid of the open drug market. There's always going to be a drug market there. So that means you got to deal with something that MacArthur Park. But I did see this old photograph on Facebook of MacArthur Park. I want to say it was maybe the 1940s when it was all white, and it looked nice and clean.
All white. And I wonder why white flight took place. Why do white people get from over there?
Well, there's a lot of
everybody got their story on the white flight thing, depending on what section you from. I wonder what's their story.
Yeah, there's a lot of apartment buildings in that area that have low rent, and I guess eventually the whites they got their money. They moved out to the San Fernando Valley, moved into better parts of L.A., and left it all for the Latino immigrants. All right, man, I want to talk about this sheriff deputy from Tustin. I believe Tustin is Orange County. In fact, Tustin is the same city that Blaylock did the jewelry, allegedly robbed the jewelry store with 5 other guys. I think it was a Tustin jewelry store. So it's not too far from L.A. This is in the other direction. Bakersfield is to the north of L.A. Tustin here is to the south in Orange County. So this sheriff deputy, a 28-year-old sheriff deputy, shot and killed another sheriff deputy that was 35 years old the other day in what appears to be a domestic violence situation between 2 women. 2 women, man. And the 28-year-old sheriff deputy, her name is Aimee Hidalgo. Her last name is after the Guadalupe Hidalgo Treaty when Mexico lost its land to the United States. She shot 35-year-old Brittny Shaw in the head.
Okay, that's a black girl.
Brittny Shaw can go both ways, though. That could be a black girl or a white girl.
Man, bro, Brittany's is not common. So that's LAPD?
Orange County Sheriff Deputy.
County, all right, Brittany's not common to be. Only Brittany we know is Britney Spears, like being a white girl. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, that's a good one. I'm gonna go out on a limb because they haven't shown no booking photos or nothing. I'm gonna say Brittny Shaw. This might be a white girl. No, you say she's a black girl?
I think she's black.
Okay, well, Aimee Hidalgo, I'm assuming she's Latina, right? Aimee Hidalgo's got to be Latina.
That's for sure.
But she spells Amy, A-I-M-E-E. Never seen that spelling of Amy before. So let me pull up an article here and break this down.
Jeez.
Or here, we'll start off. We'll just start off with the clip. F it.
Number 6, an Orange County Sheriff's deputy has been charged with killing her fiancé at the couple's home in Tustin last summer. CBS LA assignment editor Mike Rogers at the desk. Mike, that deputy has now been charged with voluntary manslaughter.
Voluntary manslaughter, Pat facing a maximum sentence of 21 years in prison if convicted of the allegations against her. You remember this case? We told it to you back last summer. Our Michelle Geely was down there. I was talking with her. This was all a case where an Orange County supervisor claimed that the deputy thought there was an intruder coming into the home when it turned out to be her fiance. We'll show you some video here. The Orange County Crime Lab was down there. Aimee Hidalgo, 28 years old. She's a sheriff's deputy with the Orange County Sheriff's Department and was living with her fiance, a woman who also worked in the Orange County Jail with Hidalgo. Now, her fiance worked as an Orange County healthcare agency person and was inside of the jail providing medical care to inmates. Now, the DA's office says that the fiance left the home to take their dog for a walk, something that she did every day. And when she came back at 5:20 in the morning, that is when the DA's office says the Hidalgo, the off-duty sheriff's deputy, shot her 9 times. They say at least one of the shots was to the head at a distance of only 8 inches away from the victim's head. Now, again, Don Wagner, the Orange County supervisor, had told us at the time that they believe this was a case of the deputy believing this was an intruder coming into the home. That is likely because in the state of California, you have to have an intent to charge with murder. In this case, they are charging voluntary manslaughter. She is being booked, I'm told, into the Santa Ana City Jail to avoid any conflict of interest, and she was an Orange County Sheriff's deputy that worked in the Orange County Jail. Her bail will be set about $100,000 and will be waiting on a court hearing. She did turn herself in today to prosecutors to face this charge, Pat.
All right, I think
100,000. That's it.
100,000.
Hey, hold on, and that's it. Hold on. You didn't think she went and walked her dog and came in at 5 something in the morning. You was upset she was out cheating and you smoked her. That's crazy.
She smoked Brittny Shaw, bro. There's no other way around it,
bro. And that's rapid fire. Why'd you keep firing?
9 times.
Oh my God. Hey, that's some BS, bro. They cover up, like them police cover up for each other, bro.
Yeah, because it's a bad look for the Orange County Sheriff's Department. If she's telling her superiors it was an accident, I thought she was an intruder, they're going to give her the benefit of the doubt, right? That's what you do. That you start off giving her the benefit of the doubt, then you investigate. But my question is, this happened last year, bro. They're just finally charging her now. So that means there was a cover up.
Man, bro, that bail is not high. That's crazy. You unalive somebody and your bail is only 100,000, and they took me to jail for some robberies and mine was 250,000. That's crazy. Oh no, man.
But what would possibly cause a 28-year-old girl
infidelity?
I mean, come
on.
And
then you don't. Women so emotional. Both of them have firearms and license to have it. Man,
I can't believe that she's only charged with manslaughter. That's the issue here for me, is that,
man, she already out of jail. That bail is not a lot. You feel me? Like, she pretty sure she got property. She out by now. I'm surprised she ain't got like $1 million bail. Although she could still make that bail too if she got some property. You know what I'm saying? But wowzers.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Aimee Hidalgo, 28 years old, was off duty at the time of the shooting.
You think?
And well, sometimes they say it's worse when you do it on duty. Like if she was on duty, like if she came home on her lunch break and did it, that would be even like more out of control.
Man.
So she wasn't on duty, and I'm just shocked and surprised that she's only getting hit with the manslaughter.
I want to know if Brittny Shaw black. I believe she black.
Well, I tried to find some photos. I tried to find photos of Aimee. I wasn't looking for photos of Brittny Shaw. Wasn't able. They didn't have a mugshot or anything of that posted yet. But I wanted to see if.
This shit is crazy.
So what do you think about the manslaughter charge, though?
That's murder. That's not. She shouldn't be charged with manslaughter. That's murder. You shot her point blank. And she close enough to, you seen her that she wasn't no intruder. It's your fiance. You know what she looked like. And for even the two to the head, face, like she was executed. And you continue firing. That was done off of emotion. That wasn't off of survival instincts and shooter. And who walks their dog that time of morning? I mean, I'm not a dog owner or whatever, but like who?
Nah, sometimes your dogs are on a clock. Yeah, I used to walk walk dogs, and I used to have to take this dog out at 6 a.m.
Okay, so you say your dog's on the clock. So if let's just say if that is the situation.
Yeah, you
know your dog's schedule. So you know she coming back in from walking the dog.
100%.
So I mean, you know, Brittny Shaw was cheating, bro. Y'all was getting into it. It was rocky in your relationship. She came in late and you was upset, and you did what you did, bro. And this need to be bumped up from voluntary manslaughter to murder.
Investigators said that on August 8th, 2025, the shooting happened after the victim, 35-year-old Brittny Shaw, returned to the couple's apartment at 5:20 a.m. after walking the dog. Seconds after Shaw returned to the apartment, Hidalgo is accused of shooting her fiancé 9 times. Shaw was shot in the torso, right arm, and in the head, a shot which, according to the coroner's report, was at close intermediate range, discharged less than 8 inches from the victim's head. Hidalgo called 911 and administered CPR to resuscitate her fiancé, but was unsuccessful. Shaw was pronounced dead at the scene, investigators said. So the news story didn't talk about that part. So I would love to hear the 911 call.
I would love to hear what Brittny Shaw family got to say.
Ooh, Brittny Shaw family, reach out.
That's what I would like to hear.
And then also, Brittny Shaw is older than her, so she's 7 years older. She's 35.
Mm-hmm.
And
you got this young girl in her feelings.
The 35-year-old was also employed with the Orange County. They planned on having a destination wedding in November of 2025. So obviously their wedding never happened. So maybe they've oh wow. So this happened in August and they had a wedding planned in November 2025.
3 months later.
But something happened in August to cause some friction that we don't know.
Yeah. I think it's pretty clear, but you know, we don't know actual factual.
It says here authorities have yet to release a motive in the case, but said in addition to voluntary manslaughter, Hidalgo was charged with a felony enhancement of personal use of a firearm. So
man, hey, so okay, if y'all think that make y'all department look bad, well, the detective work is horrible if y'all don't have a motive. That make your department look worse.
They probably just don't want to tell us right now. They want to save it.
That's
they got to save it. All right. Well, I predict that maybe the charges might get elevated for Aimee Hidalgo once there's more outrage from the public, such as people like us and others that might be recovering this.
Mm-hmm.
You domed her. You literally domed her. You know, and then tried to do CPR. I bet you that 911 call is her like crying. I accidentally killed my girlfriend, and you know, we'll see. All right, man, last story I wanted to cover up before we wrap this up, man. I have dubbed this guy as the most active inmate in the California Department of Corrections. His name is John Blaylock. John Blaylock. Now, John Blaylock is in prison he's been in prison since 2004 for shooting at or shooting a police officer. I'm not sure. And already received a life sentence. 2004. A year later, in 2005, John Blaylock killed a CO and was given another sentence for that. And he has been in trouble in the CDCR multiple times for assault on staff, mostly. And then just recently, John Blaylock stabbed another CO.
John don't play.
John Blaylock just killed another CO. And John Blaylock is actually found an article where he was identified as an East Coast Crip with a history of violent assaults against law enforcement. There's a picture of him here, light-skinned dude with a lot of face tattoos. He looked like he can be Latino or black, but he's definitely in a black gang. And let me pull up this article on this most recent situation that happened in prison. Here we go. Inmate who killed CO accused of stabbing another California prison guard. The Sacramento prison officer suffered multiple puncture wounds in the attack. A California corrections officer is recovering after authorities say an inmate attacked him with an improvised weapon inside California State Prison in Sacramento. The incident happened at 10 a.m. on March 9th in a cell block at the Folsom area prison when inmate John Blaylock, who is now 56 years old, allegedly attacked a correction officer, causing multiple puncture wounds. Staff quickly responded to stop the attack. Institution medical personnel treated the officer at the scene before he was transported to an outside medical facility for additional care. The officer is reported to be in good condition and awaiting discharge. An improvised weapon was recovered on the scene. Blaylock has been placed in restrictive housing while the incident is investigated. CDCR said the case will be referred to the Sacramento County District Attorney's Office for possible felony prosecution. And, he's already serving multiple life sentences. I don't think they're going to prosecute him again.
Two things.
What's that?
Okay. That CO, he could probably put up the argument that he need to sue CDCR because this inmate got a history of violence where he should have had an indeterminate shoot program anyway. He shouldn't be able to just, you know what I mean? And number two is on them level 4 yards, that's why the COs got more respect because this is likely to happen. You know what I'm saying? People don't go home off of level 4 yards every day. Majority lifers, 80% of the population on 180 design prisons, that's a level 4. And them COs be having some act right, you know what I'm saying, on them level 4s versus the lower levels 1, 2, or 3. But he probably, you know what I'm saying, you can't, it's the difference between convicts and inmates, and he's a convict, you know what I'm saying, and they demand respect. So you probably came by his door talking some bullshit, and when it popped open, he did what he did.
Yeah.
No, for real.
Yeah, he should have known better.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't know, but here's an important thing that he should have known. According to the CDCR, Blaylock most recently received from Los Angeles County on June 23rd, 2004, after being sentenced to life with the possibility of parole for attempted first-degree murder of a peace officer or firefighter as a third striker. His sentence included enhancements for discharge and use of a firearm and a prior serious felony. So whoever this CO is that you're talking about, Munchie, he should have known, okay, he's in here for attempted murder on a cop. And then he should have known that he was also given another sentence for the murder of corrections officer Manuel Gonzalez, which happened in Chino back in 2005. For some reason, he was just sentenced in 2023 for what happened in 2005. Does that make sense? In August of 2023, he was sentenced in San Bernardino County to life without parole for the in-prison second-degree murder of Chino corrections officer Manuel Gonzalez.
Yeah, I don't know why that went on so
which
long.
happened in 2005.
Right.
So this CO that you're talking about that was in Folsom should have known, okay, he shot at a cop, got a life sentence. He killed a CO, got a life sentence. I'm gonna be on my best behavior with this guy.
If he didn't know about the cop, he should at least know about the CO.
Everybody knows about the CO.
Yeah, that's supposed to ring bells all through CDCR, all 32 or 34 prisons. As far as COs go, you should have known that. You didn't do your homework, or you might think you one of these tough COs.
In fact, I just saw a video that Hector Bravo did about this CO that was killed.
Oh, so he know him.
I don't think he interviewed someone that knew him.
Okay.
Or he interviewed someone that was there. Hector Bravo wasn't on that yard when that happened in 2005, but he interviewed a dude that he knew that was there. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, this is widely known in the CO community that John Blaylock killed this guy, Manuel Gonzalez. So every CO knows this. Now the question is it worth even prosecuting this guy again? He's already got life with parole, life without parole, and he's doing all day.
Don't waste our tax dollars on that, bro. You already got life.
Yeah, and plus when they got rid of the shoe, I think there's no telling, he probably was in the shoe. But when the end of hostilities kicked in 2013, 14, 15, they started slowly releasing people out the shoe, regardless of what your offenses were. They were letting the worst of the worst out. So you know, the family of Manuel Gonzalez actually sued the CDCR. So you might have a point. You know, lawsuits are going to be filed definitely.
Right.
Because they're going to say John Blaylock got no business walking around any prison general population yard. Obviously, John Blaylock is, I'm sorry, did I say John? Actually,
yeah, it is John Blaylock.
I see, actually, yeah, it's John Blaylock. His middle name is Christopher, maybe.
Okay.
But this guy, unfortunately, probably has to be put into segregation.
Yeah, man. I don't even like saying stuff like that.
I know, but maybe
but you know, if we just talking logical,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
But if what you're saying is true, that maybe this CO pissed him off and wanted to smoke, you know, because this guy's been living his life, Blaylock. He hasn't done anything in recent years, you know. The last thing is November 2014. It says here he was sentenced for an assault on another, I guess an assault on an inmate. Let's see. In 2014, he was sentenced to
This
life.
man don't play.
Assault by an incarcerated person with a deadly weapon or force likely to. He's been. I would say in the last decade, all of this stuff is from his first 10 years in prison. You got 04, 05, 2014. And that's it. From 2014 to 2026, you got 12 years of no activity.
Yeah, it sound like that CO pushed the wrong button. It could be something small as, man, my toilet flooded. Like, man, hey, let them know they got to come. And the CO just being dismissive. And when that door popped open, he did his thing on it. It be the slightest, well, to the world is minute, but that's his home. That cell is his home, so he ain't playing about it. He got life, bro.
He got life without. He ain't getting out. He's LWOPed. And they got his mugshot here. And dude, his mugshot, bro, looks like somebody you just don't want to fuck with.
Bro look menacing.
Oh, bro look like he will kill you by staring at you. He is no joke. He has been through some shit. This guy has been through some shit.
Nah, he no nonsense.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right, man. I would love to get the details of what happened up there in Folsom between Mr. Blaylock and the CO. Maybe we'll get some information in the next weeks. And that'll wrap up another Straight Politicking. Munchie B, where can they holler at you at?
Morals Over Money TV. Like, hype, subscribe over there, man.
Like, hype, and subscribe. Make sure you tap in with our audios on all listening platforms, Apple, iHeart, Spotify. Make sure you tap in with the California Tier Talk. I got interviews with California inmates every week. No, I don't have one with Blaylock. But I do have, I do got some great interviews that I'm doing over the phone with different inmates. And we out.